What's up, Cart Masters? Nightside back with another video. Wanted to do a quick guide explaining the new mechanics of Monster Hunter Wilds Longsword with the open beta releasing tonight for all platforms. So without further ado, let's get to it. First off, we have the Spirit Charge, which can typically be done by holding R2 after most attacks. Each flash represents a Spirit combo attack level that's skipped. You can let go of R2 at any point and it'll do the respective Spirit Blade attack depending on the number of flashes. At the third flash, it will put you immediately into Round Slash. Spirit Charge can generally be done after most attacks, including your Spirit combo. One such example is that you can hold Spirit Charge, especially after running out of Spirit Gauge mid-Spirit combo. This is great so that you don't have to drop the combo altogether, including the potential for you to do a Spirit Round Slash to get Spirit level. You can hold Spirit Charge for as long as you have stamina. It'll also slowly build up your Spirit Gauge. While in red Spirit level, your normal attacks will turn into the Crimson Slashes, which changes the animation and attack power. The thing that's special about this is that it can be used to change your character's facing direction if you press triangle while holding a direction. This can save a lot of time when you have to reposition your character's facing direction. Spirit Blade 1 and 2's direction can also be influenced by holding forward, sideways, or backwards. This changes the attack animation and repositioning as a result. Your Foresight Slash will also change into the Foresight Whirl Slash, which gives you a bit of Spirit Gauge back while also damaging the monster while jumping backwards. You can still chain into Round Slash or your other normal attacks. Your EI Spirit Slash is now more akin to Rise's version of the counter. On perfect timing, you will gain 1 spirit level, but do not get penalized for missing any hits. You also gain access to the Spinning Crimson Slash follow-up attack, which is done by pressing R2 after Round Slash. This is very useful as a repositioning tool, as you can use this for the most part to freely move your character. It does a bit of damage and can also be used to gain some extra distance. The Spirit Thrust now has Hyper Armor, which means that your character can still take damage, but you will not be knocked out of the attack animation. A new but very welcome change to the Helmbreaker is the ability to cancel it. If you're about to whiff, simply press your sheath button. No longer do you have to suffer from accidental or bad Helmbreakers. The Spirit Helmbreaker can be followed up into the Spirit Release by pressing R2 after a Helmbreaker. Your character will unleash a flurry of slashes with Hyper Armor as well. This is easily your highest damaging attack at the cost of 1 spirit level. You will automatically sheath at the end of the attack as well. While riding the Sacred, you are able to perform mounting attacks by pressing triangle. You can also press X to jump off and do either your regular aerial attacks or your aerial Spirit Blade. By pressing triangle and circle, you will do a dismount attack, which can then follow up into other attacks, including the Spirit Charge. Both aerial and dismount attacks can transition into a mount. Speaking of mounts, you keep using either light or heavy knife attacks or weapon attacks to build a wound. Once a wound has been made as highlighted by the red Scoutflies, you press R1 to perform your mounted finisher. Last but not least is Focus Mode. By holding L2 and pressing R1, you can do the Focus Mode attack Unbound Thrust. If you miss a wounded spot, it'll end right there. But if you manage to land a hit on the wound, you will do a Spirit follow-up attack, which changes based on the direction that you hold. For each wound that is hit by the follow-up attack, you gain a Spirit level. This is very useful for eking out a bit more damage while also gaining Spirit levels back. You can also chain into this from certain attacks. One very important thing to also note is that you can aim the direction of a lot of your attacks by holding L2, including your Foresight Slash, Spirit Combo, Round Slash, Special Sheath, and even the Spirit Release. Use the Focus Mode whenever attack redirection is needed or if you need help aiming in general. The general flow of Longsword's combat remains largely unchanged. Build Spirit levels to get into red Spirit level, hit with the Helmbreaker, chain into the Spirit Release, which will drop you from red to yellow to white, and then rinse and repeat. Use Unbound Thrust on wounds to deal damage while also gaining spirit levels. There are so many tools to help you deal with various situations. Study, practice, and utilize them wisely, and before you know it, you'll become a longsword master in no time. That's it for this guide. An updated version utilizing most of the information found here will be made once the full game is released. Until then, Cart Masters, get mad, get sad, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Woo! Let's go. Easiest of claps, man. Hello?